Merry meet, Annie here, and welcome to Thursday on Pagan Perspective. I had to think about saying that. I've been Monday on Pagan Perspective for quite some time. Thank you, Rich, for offering to switch with me. Rich was kind enough to do the Monday-Thursday switch with me because we're traveling on the weekends now and I can't get a video up by Monday. So now I'm Thursday and I'm so glad to be able to still be with you. Thank you again, Rich. I'm going to look forward to watching Monday's videos when I'm home on Tuesday. We have a question from, I guess it's Hercules 1. I'll put the address below. It says he or she is just starting to learn about their practice, spirituality, and faith. Drawn towards paganism, feels a particular call, even if faint, towards the Celtic gods and goddesses. Able to find information on them, however, putting this all into practice is something that makes that person nervous and something they would like assistance with. Prior to this, they were an agnostic who was irreligious, so this is indeed a very new path. And as it is new, our friend feels lost, wondering what to do, and wondering if we can provide some help. And I bet almost all of us understand this completely. I really have no doubts about that. The thing is, on our path, most of us find our way along it. Even if we have teachers who may teach us facts and figures and lore and mythology, very often the spiritual part of the path is truly something that we explore on our own. Because most of the ways in which paganism is celebrated have to do with, let me adjust my seat here a little bit, there we go, have to do with personal discovery and exploration. So for many of us, no matter if we're studying alone or with others, a great part of this process of self-discovery is indeed something we do on our own. To me, it's the most beautiful thing about it. No religious celebration was going to feel complete for me if it was something I was told rather than something I came to experience at the personal level. I really do think that most of us understand what our friend is feeling at this point. Our friend has a starting place, which is a slight interest, it sounds like as yet very unexplored, about the Celtic gods or the Celtic spirituality. I would suggest that a good starting place is to think about what about them is what is calling to you. Is it the lore, the land they represent? Is it the mythology that particularly appeals to you, and why? It might even be their imagery or their poetry, or perhaps they're the only ones you've really discovered so far, so of course they're intriguing you. I'd say a starting place is, what is it about Celtic gods, mythology, lore that is appealing to you? Because it might be that there's something even more general than specific deities that is calling out to you to be explored. Celtic spirituality, to me, one of its great powers is it accepts there is mystery, that we cannot ever pretend to understand anything but a small piece of it. Now, this could be comforting to someone who comes to the exploration of Celtic spirituality as an agnostic, because it is not going to tell you this is what it is, this is what God or the gods are, this is what your practice needs to be. It is going to say that it's all mystery. And your life, indeed your responsibility to life, is to live your life in search of, knowing bits and pieces will be revealed to you. I think there's great comfort in Celtic spirituality, which is, to my understanding of it, at least in this modern celebration of it, it's not a given that tells you this is, which I don't think would be appealing to someone who has been an agnostic and been irreligious. If the given is, it's all a mystery, and it's not upon you to define it, but to experience it in the small ways, and sometimes the large ways that you can. There's great freedom in that exploration. So maybe that philosophy about what Celtic spirituality might be will be helpful to you. I also thought I'd suggest, as you think about what has risen up in you as you have been attracted to certain aspects of paganism, or even certain deities, or ways of celebrating, perhaps like the Celtic one, what have you felt rise up in you Sometimes it's a matter of an echo. Something inside you is echoing, kind of reverbing in response to something you are reading or hearing or experiencing of this new exploration you're on. Something rising up inside of you. What feels like it's awakening that needs to be paid attention to. That really is something that can be seen totally separate as a religious experience. This doesn't have to be a deeply religious experience to be an amazing, fulfilling spiritual experience. In addition to what is rising up in you, pay attention to what it is that seems to be calling to you, whispering to you, screaming out at you, or making itself known from the outside, something you're looking towards. There's what rises up in you, and there's what you feel is making itself known to you. Not in complete answers or complete pictures, but in the bits and pieces that are making themselves known to you. Your experience will be powerful and unique because every one of us gets a different collection of those bits and pieces that's unlike the experience of anyone else. Perhaps at this point it is more of an experience or an expansion of experience for you. I don't know you'd want to term it something like religion at this point. If it feels like that at some point, yeah, go for it and call it that. But I'd like to think in this early stage when everything is unlimited because it's your experience, your personal, intimate experience of life that you are actually exploring through this. Your life and your relationship to everything else which exists, it's an experience, a way of broadening yourself and who you are in relation to. It might feel overwhelming if you're thinking of it as religion or a certain set of things. Those of us who come here needing that will find that, but a lot of us are here because of the actions, the relations, the wholeness, the uniqueness of the parts. It's more about that experience rather than anything that we would call religion. You're telling us that you can feel lost or confused in this process. I say again, we understand. We understand, but to this day, I have moments where I feel overwhelmed, lost, confused, and to a certain point, questioning. I like the fact that my foundations are regularly rattled. If you can embrace that nothing is a given, that explorations of this kind are constant and changing and shifting because the world and you and all the energy of creation are constantly changing and being reformed into something new. The fun of it is there is nothing which is a given, which comes back again to the beauty of mystery. That if our experience, our journey in life is to learn certain things as we go along, there's a wholeness, a completeness to that. When we can become frustrated or overwhelmed or even fearful is when we think we need to learn it, to understand it, to know it. I would say that your mature friends of any age on the pagan path will tell you our greatest freedom, our most deepest, most powerful knowledge is we don't know it, and we won't know it. We just want to experience any part of it that comes along. I want to end this for you with a quote that I had in my journal about Celtic spirituality, and I wish I knew where I got it from. I really don't know. I'm going to guess maybe an O'Donoghue book, because that is my greatest experience myself of learning about contemporary Celtic spirituality. And that is that the power of Celtic spirituality, and I say it can be any exploration that you are embarking upon in this new world for you, is that it is a weaving of a practice around mystery. A weaving of a practice around mystery. We haven't given it a label which defines it as a religion or even prescribed rites. We haven't said what it is. We have given ourselves the freedom of exploring what is it for us. I hope amongst this there is something that is helpful to you. Most powerfully, I hope that in this week and with the comments our viewers make on our videos, you will see that we understand. And anyone who has been on the path for any length of time we still understand every day to us as an opportunity for our world to be totally reinvented and shifted and changed around us, and mystery to reveal yet another face. I wish you mirth and reverence. Merry part.